Hello folks. Welcome to our channel, Phoenix Movie Recaps. Today we will be taking you through Charlie Chaplin's iconic Little Tramp's movie, Modern Times. Let's begin. The scene starts with Chaplin working in a factory. The president is shown a new productivity tool in his office that reduces the length of the lunch break while increasing worker output. It's a feeding machine that feeds employees throughout the day, doing away with the need for a break for lunch. The machine malfunctions when the president decides to test it out on Chaplin, slapping him around, feeding him bolts, and pieing him in the face. The president rejects the machine only because it is not practical, not because it is dangerous. Chaplin is hit hard by the pressure and pace of the repetitive motions on a production line where he works. He eventually undergoes a nervous breakdown, goes crazy, becomes trapped inside of a machine, and causes mayhem in the factory. He is then taken to the hospital. After being restored to health, Chaplin, who is now jobless, is unintentionally detained during a communist protest. He unknowingly consumes smuggled cocaine while in custody, and in the ensuing delirium, he manages to avoid being returned to his cell. When he comes back, he comes across a jailbreak and knocks the prisoners out of it, for which he is praised as a hero and accorded special treatment. He unsuccessfully argues that he prefers life in jail when told that he will soon be released as a result of his heroic deeds. After being freed, he applies for a job at a shipbuilder but quits after getting into an accident. Soon after, he encounters an orphan girl who has stolen a loaf of bread and is running from the police. Chaplin claims to be the thief and asks to be arrested, determined to return to jail and prevent her from being arrested. However, a witness reveals he wasn't the thief, and he is released. He then consumes a large amount of food at a restaurant without paying to be arrested, and after being placed in a police vehicle, he once more runs into the orphan girl. But it soon crashes, and she encourages him to flee with her. After landing a job as a night watchman at a department store, Chaplin runs into 3 burglars who are being led by Big Bill, a factory coworker who explains that they are starving and in need of food. After having a few drinks with them, the next morning during business hours, he awakens and is arrested yet again for failing to report the burglars to the police and for upsetting a customer and the shop owner by sleeping in the store's clothes on a desk. Days later, Ellen moves him into a crumbling cabin. He finally finds a job as a mechanic's assistant the following morning after reading about an old factory's reopening. The other employees then abruptly decide to walk off the job and tell the tramp to accompany them. He accidentally throws a brick at a police officer outside the factory, which results in another arrest. 2 weeks after being freed, he finds out that Ellen is now a restaurant dancer. She arranges for him to work as a singer and waiter, but he performs his tasks awkwardly. He misplaces the cuffs that contain the lyrics to his song while performing on the floor, but he still manages to save the act by gesturing wildly and improvising new lyrics. The two are forced to flee once more when police show up to arrest Ellen for her earlier escape. Ellen feels hopeless about their efforts, but Chaplin reassures her. They proceed down the road in the early morning light toward an uncertain and yet better future. And that's how the movie comes to an end. Please subscribe for more movie recaps and thanks for watching.